Please welcome Group Vice President Marketing for Toyota.
So, this is one of the Supras that Toyota has shown at their booth here at SEMA. This is the Hyperboost edition, built by Rutledge Wood and Boost Logic. It's pretty sick. So this thing has a Garrett GTX turbo under the hood, making 750 horsepower, which is insane. It's one of the higher B58 powered Supras that are out there. Other than that 20-piece carbon wide body kit, it's pretty sick, as you can see coming around the side. Interesting wheels, Brembo, big brake kit, all the usual bells and whistles. A very cool color, might I add. It's sort of like this very interesting gray. KWV3 coilovers, so this thing's got everything done to it. A pretty insane looking wing setup with this sort of giant wing here and ducktail. Boost Logic exhaust, pretty much everything Boost Logic. Boost Logic's actually going to be making this into their BL750 kit. So you can just buy this kit, Boost Logic will install it for you, and you'll have a Supra making 750 horsepower. So pretty cool. Also carbon fiber roof. Pretty cool addition as well. Overall, probably one of the more modified of the group here at Toyota. Definitely one of the cooler ones too.
All right, for those of you looking for a little extra spice, we got the Wasabi edition Toyota Supra. This is sitting on some forged aluminum wheels, nice matte black, a matte finish on this really stark lime green, looking pretty nice. The white contrast, it's a bit extreme. We got the white, you know, whatever. They're doing the double tone stuff. Sure, why not? Moving to the back, you got another white spoiler down here. Down here, you got a center exit exhaust here. Kind of got like a little Ferrero Rocher, kind of like a, you know, the little cup part. Little crinkle design there. Very nice, good stuff. What's the horsepower rating on this? What's it? What's it? Let's see here. We got. Okay, well, I mean, it's bone stock, as you can see. Yeah, it is on Olin's coilovers, and no wide body, so, you know, doesn't fit in SEMA, I guess, this year.
Okay, now out of all the modified Supras at the show, I think this one's probably my favorite. This is the Heritage Edition A90 Supra. It is finished in this really wild, like metallic red. It's actually like pretty different from the factory red color. But as you can see, they threw in a lot of elements from the Mark IV Supra into this. At the front, you got these 3 projectors, sort of mimicking the Mark IV's headlights. That's pretty dope. We got a little bit of a lip kit and stuff happening here. Same thing on the side. Really nice HRE wheels and some big Brembo brakes. So the two-tone color thing's pretty big on Supras for some reason, but they went with this sort of like gray color here. It actually looks really cool. I like this more than I like the white on the Wasabi. Moving on back, you have an actual Mark IV Supra spoiler. Like, this is literally just lifted off of a Mark IV. You can see the fit is a little strange because it goes all the way off the trunk. So the only way to make it open is if you actually, this part isn't connected, so it just sits on top of the fender. You know, whatever. The things we do for the aesthetic. Perhaps one of the coolest bits is the taillight here. It has the traditional 4 circles that the Mark IV Supra was known for. And they're actually the right colors with the yellow, red, red, white, which the Mark IV had. From the rear, you got the same crazy, actually really cool diffuser with a pretty sick center exit exhaust and a little heritage badging there. If they make some of this stuff production, I'm totally buying it. I want these taillights, and the headlights are all right, whatever. I'm not too into the headlights. The wing, Ibrahim Kanu, I think, has a better version of this wing, but overall, I think this one is pretty much a success as far as the A90s go. It's way better than the Wasabi edition, don't get me wrong. Also, Rutledge, yours sucks compared to this.
All right, now we have the ode to the 3000 GT of past. This is an ode to the 94 3000 GT. You can see it in the hood as well as the spoiler back there. Pretty decently well done too. It looks really good on the car, I would say. Very fitting. I would say this wide body is Probably one of the better wide bodies that we've seen at this show. It's a very clean look, no rivets. It's kind of, you know, it looks good. This wrap is pretty wild. It's like this crazy brush. I really like it. I'm a sucker for the brush look, so you know that's what that is. Pretty sick looking diffuser, HKS tips, little carbon fiber here, and oh yeah, another point here. Pretty intense mirror situation going on here. So, you know, this is definitely a pretty awesome looking, one of the more awesome ones in this area. I really like the way that it looks straight here as well. The gold accents, I'm down.
Okay, so this is the TRD Performance Line Concept. Now, this is just called the TRD Supra in Japan because these are all the TRD Japan accessories just put on and put with a different name here in the States. So you can see it's got the 20-inch wheels, which are pretty cool. It's kind of BMW inspired, I gotta say, but still very cool looking wheels. You have the carbon front lip, as well as the carbon side skirts, the carbon side thing. I don't know what the name for that is, but basically this covers up where the fake vent was on the standard car. And then going back, you have carbon lip spoiler as well. This thing also has an HKS exhaust, it has a bucket seat, a couple other things, but mostly just an appearance package. This, out of everything in the show, probably has the biggest chance of actually hitting dealerships because these are parts they actually do sell in Japan already. So more than likely, you'll see all these parts available probably through the Toyota's, TRD USA, like through the dealer network and stuff like that. So if you've got an A90 Supra and you like any of these parts, you can probably look forward to buying some of these in the future. Okay, this is the A90 Gt4 Concept. Now, this exact car isn't the one that was revealed in Europe just a few days ago, but this is just the concept version. The one in Europe already has specs, 429 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque, fully race ready. So we got Brembo brakes, we got all the aero, the swan neck wing, obviously fully stripped. This thing weighs in under 3,000 pounds, so 29 and some change, and is ready to go for GT4 class racing. So you'll see this thing in race series, all the GT4 race series. Now you can buy one. You gotta have a lot of money to buy one. 175,000 euros. Which is roughly $200,000, but it is a fully race-ready car, full motorsport spec, ABS, traction control, everything. It's a race car. You can literally jump in it and start racing professionally. Well, you got to be a driver first, but the car will be ready to go. Now, the biggest hope here is just like with Porsche and other manufacturers that have a GT4 program, this is going to be a test bed for parts that will trickle down into a faster version of the production Supra. So this is using the B58 to make 429 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque. That hopefully will make its way to a production A90, maybe a fast version, maybe a GT4 A90, kind of like how the Cayman has a GT4, which would be really awesome. Weight reduction and more power from the factory with a warranty. That's my kind of jam. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this thing turns into in the future.